Hello, friends. Welcome to yet another episode of Alpha Bytes. Today with us we have none other than Vineet Bhatnagar. Now, who's Vineet, you would say? Well, for the Rotary world, he is the president of Rotary Club of Bombay, Maine. And otherwise, Vineet is a managing director and CEO of Philip Capital India and UAE. And he also manages all the business affairs of other Philip Capital Group companies in India. He has had more than 30 years of professional experience in banking, financial services, and technology. In his professional capacity, he has worked with the Bombay Stock Exchange, NSE, SEBI, MCX, Council of Fair Business Practices in Mumbai, amongst various other organizations. Vineet also often appears on national televisions, on financial channels as a market expert, where he has asked for opinions on current events, financial market trends, etc. And he is also an active participant in numerous domestic and global conferences and delivers presentations on financial markets. This seemingly serious man, Vineet, he has completed his post-graduation diploma in business management from the IIM Ahmedabad and holds a bachelor's degree in electronics and telecommunications from Bhopal. As regards his Rotary journey, he's been an ardent Rotarian for last 20 years, having served in the board of Rotary Club of Bombay twice for a 2-year term and has been in several committees as chairperson as well. Presently, as I said, he is the president for the Alpha year 22-23. On the family front, his doting wife Rangita is a corporate lawyer who has decided to remain a homemaker after they were blessed with two daughters, Isha and Tia. So, with this introduction of this humble gentleman, Vineet, welcome to the show.
Thank you, TD. Pleasure to be here.
Vineet, you are a president of Rotary Club of Bombay, and that would be one obvious question in everybody's minds. Well, that's big shoes to step in. So, how did it play on your mind? Were you tensed, nervous, excited, or did you feel, oh my God, what did I get into?
So you are right, Didi, that it is indeed a very responsible position, only because it is an institution, Rotary Club of Bombay, for the last 92 years. And so many of my predecessors have been such successful and stalwarts in the world of Rotary that it was a daunting task when it first was offered to me. I think the way I looked at it, it was only a case of getting ready, which is a function of getting prepared. So while I was excited, but I had to remain focused in terms of being prepared. And that's how I moved into this office on July 1.
Wonderful. So here we have a confident Vineet who prepared himself to take the position in which he is. But at the same time, Vineet, you've been as a Rotarian for last 20 years. 20 years has been a long time, and there has been a sea change in approaches of human beings, people, as well as the overall moral standards. Do you think the four-way test of Rotary has outlived its usefulness in current times?
No, I don't think of that at all, because I think there are certain yardsticks that do not have any shelf life. How can there ever be a shelf life for truth, fairness, looking after the beneficiaries or looking after the fellowship and friendship of people? So I strongly believe that the four-way test remains as valid and as relevant as it was when it was first conceived. The point that you make about the changing moral standards, if at all there has been a deterioration in the moral standards over the last few decades, I think it becomes then imperative for us to continue to apply the four-way test more so today than ever before.
Well said. Certain things have no shelf life. I think that's a sentence which will go down very well amongst the Rotarians, and four-way test is one of that. Well said, Vineet. You see, the next question to you I may ask. The clubs they spend on their fellowships, the foundations they spend on projects. Do you find we don't find many people budgeting and spending on public relations? Do you think Rotary should spend and allocate a budget for its PR?
I think visibility and talking about good that you do is important, because not only you want to scream from the rooftop about the good that you do, especially when you are an NGO and especially when you are a charitable organization. It is important because it motivates people, it brings people together, it just amplifies what you do. So, for that simple reason alone, it is important that Rotary does continue to look at PR activity in a in a very focused manner. Whether the PR has to be paid for or whether the PR comes about just by sheer work that you do, that is something that we can always discuss and fine tune. But one simple thing is very clear in my mind: Rotary's work requires visibility, and the work that Rotary does internationally or in a community must be accompanied with a very active and effective PR.
Very well said. So he has underlined, boldly the importance of PR, whereas very nicely shrugging away the issue of the budgeting, which has to be looked upon by each one. Now, coming to PR, let's say hypothetically, if Sunny Leone was prepared to become the brand ambassador for your club, what project would you consider to give her?
For Sunny Leon to be a brand ambassador, I would like to give her the project of pediatric heart surgeries. I guess there
Kids.
is, I guess it is important for us to recognize that within each woman, right, however the public perception or image be, there is always a mother. There is always the maternal instinct of a woman that none of us can ever undermine. And a pediatric heart surgery does bring out that element of every woman, including Sunny Leon, the best. So I would lap it up as an opportunity and give her the branding ambassador for our pediatric heart surgeries project.
Wonderful. If I don't know about others, but I'm sure Rangita will be very happy with this answer. And now, coming to your next question, Vineet. Obviously, everyone has their aspirations. Everyone wants themselves to be remembered for the work they do. So, as a president of Rotary Club of Bombay, what is that one thing you would want your year as a president to be remembered for?
I think it has always been a question in many people's minds, and I was also made to think through this, which is a quantity versus quality kind of a thing, whether it is a number game that you are going for, whether it is a higher target that you are focused about. I have always looked at my role as the president of Rotary Club of Bombay as one whose essential job is to connect dots. And I have continued to look at my role in the last 6 months and the coming 6 months as somebody who has to keep the club together, glued together in terms of its membership. Now, whether I achieve this through very effective fellowships, whether I do it the way we constitute our committees, our projects, our planning, I would call my year to be successful if I am able to mobilize the strength of 340 odd members of Rotary Club of Bombay in the most effective glue that I could be.
So, membership is what he is talking of. You talked about connecting dots. Well, you can connect dots or create new lines, which brings me to the next question. What is your view? Is it good to strengthen old projects or introduce new projects for a Rotary year?
I think I don't think it is an either or kind of a question. I look at it to be an and. Many a times we make a mistake of getting confused about selecting between one or the other, whereas the best possible answer lies if you were look at it as an and. And I think that it is important to continue the old projects for the purpose of scale and for the purpose of commitment to the community that you have made X number of years, 42 years ago, the Talbara clinic that we set up in the club continues to remain relevant, continues to be a project that we all want to do our best for. At the same time, there is also an important agenda in front of every board every year to scan the environment and see whether new challenges have cropped up, whether there are new issues that we need to address, and in that respect to remain adaptable and to embrace new project, incubate new project. And when I say new project, I am looking at new projects that have a sustainable life rather than as a
Yeah.
one time task.
Yeah.
So if we can do that, then that will be the best combination according to me.
Wonderful, well answered, and a very diplomatic but a relevant answer for you. Friends, so this is Vineet Bhatnagar, President of Rotary Club of Bombay. As you would have noticed, normally presidents are a little bit more tensed. Vineet, at the sheer mention of his daughters, Isha and Tia, gets a big smile, and that is the only way to make him smile.
That's
Thank
true.
you, Vineet,
Thank you
to
so
having
much.
us on the show.
Thank you,
Thank you,
DG.
DG Sandeep and the Alpha team, the team of Alpha Bytes, for putting up this wonderful initiative. Thank you.
Thank you very much.